Most people believe intelligence is measured by IQ tests, numbers, grades, certificates. But the most powerful minds in history were not defined by scores. They were defined by control. Control over emotion, control over perception, control over timing, control over other people's expectations. The world doesn't reward the smartest person in the room. It rewards the one who understands the room. And no one dissected this reality more brutally than Niccolò Machiavelli, the author of The Prince. He didn't write about morality. He wrote about survival. Today, I'm going to break down the 7 levels of intelligence, not the academic version, but the strategic version, from the average reactive mind to the untouchable calculating mind. Listen carefully, because the final level, it changes how you see people forever. This is where almost everyone lives. You respond instantly. Someone insults you, you fire back. Someone ignores you, you feel insecure. Someone disagrees, you argue. You believe reacting proves strength, but reacting proves predictability. At this level, intelligence is emotional. You are controlled by external triggers. Machiavelli observed that leaders often destroyed themselves not because they lacked intelligence, but because they lacked restraint. The reactive mind believes, if I don't respond, I look weak. The strategic mind knows, if I respond emotionally, I reveal my pressure points. Every reaction is data, and when you react publicly, you expose your internal wiring. At level 1, you are readable, and readable people are controllable. Now we evolve. This is where discipline begins. You still feel anger, you still feel jealousy, you still feel ego, but you do not display it automatically. You pause. That pause, that is power. Machiavelli understood that appearance of calm creates authority. When others lose composure and you remain centered, you gain invisible dominance. At this level, you stop arguing to win. You start observing to understand. You learn that silence makes people uncomfortable, and uncomfortable people reveal more than confident ones. Level 2 intelligence is not about manipulation, it's about internal mastery. Without it, higher intelligence cannot exist. This is where the game changes. You stop focusing on what people say. You start analyzing what they repeat, patterns, tone shifts, micro-expressions, timing of messages, energy changes in rooms. Most people communicate emotionally. Few communicate strategically. Machiavelli studied rulers the way predators study prey, not with hatred, with precision. At level 3, you realize people are predictable. The insecure brag, the jealous criticize, the manipulator overpromises, the desperate overexplains. And once you detect patterns, you stop being surprised. Surprise is vulnerability. Predictability is leverage. Now you stop living day to day. You begin thinking in layers. You ask, if I say this today, what reaction will it create tomorrow? If I reveal this now, how will it affect my positioning later? Machiavelli wrote about fortune, but he never relied on luck. He relied on preparation meeting opportunity. At level 4, you sacrifice short-term validation for long-term advantage. You don't win arguments, you win positioning. You don't seek attention, you seek leverage. Others are playing checkers. You are building a chessboard. And the most powerful move? The one no one sees until it's complete. This level separates intelligent people from influential ones, because reality is secondary. Perception controls outcomes. Machiavelli famously argued that it is better to appear virtuous than to actually be virtuous, if power is the goal. Harsh? Yes. True? Also yes. At level 5 you understand. People do not respond to truth. They respond to narratives, so you design your narrative carefully. You reveal strength, conceal weakness, maintain mystery, speak selectively. You understand oversharing destroys authority. The more predictable your emotional life, the easier you are to influence. At this stage, you stop trying to be liked. You focus on being respected. And respect grows in mystery. Now you see structures, workplaces, friend groups, families, online audiences. Every environment has hierarchies, unspoken rules, invisible leaders, influence chains. Most people fight individuals. Level 6 minds understand systems. Machiavelli didn't just study kings, he studied political structures. He understood. Power isn't about morality, it's about positioning within systems. At this level, you stop confronting enemies directly, you reposition allies, you stop fighting publicly, you win structurally. Instead of attacking someone, you change the environment around them, and suddenly they lose influence without knowing why. That is advanced intelligence. This is the final stage, the rarest and the most misunderstood. Detached intelligence is not cold-heartedness. It is clarity without illusion. You accept human nature as it is, not as you wish it to be. You stop expecting loyalty without proof. You stop expecting fairness without leverage. You stop expecting gratitude for sacrifice. Expectation creates vulnerability. At level 7, you act based on probabilities, not emotions. You do not hate enemies, you understand them. You do not obsess over betrayal. You anticipated it. You do not collapse under criticism. You expected resistance. You become emotionally unhookable. And once no one can emotionally hook you, they cannot control you. That is the highest form of intelligence. The world teaches intelligence as knowledge, but strategic intelligence is awareness of human weakness, including your own. Most people stop at level 3 because they enjoy feeling smarter than others. They expose their analysis. They underestimate emotional traps. True intelligence hides itself. If people know you are calculating, they adjust behavior. The most dangerous thinker appears relaxed, unbothered, unpredictable. Social media created a new battlefield. Now, intelligence is tested publicly. Reactions are instant. Arguments are recorded. Mistakes are permanent. Level 1, minds rage online. Level 2 minds defend themselves. Level 3 minds observe trends. Level 4 minds build quietly. Level 5 minds control image. Level 6 minds build networks. Level 7 minds remain unaffected by noise. In 2026, attention is currency, but control is wealth. Posting everything reduces mystery. Explaining yourself reduces authority. Arguing publicly reduces positioning. Machiavellian intelligence today means speak less online. Reveal outcomes, not process. Never argue emotionally in public. Build leverage privately. Silence is underestimated until it produces results. People confuse detachment with coldness, but detachment is strategic clarity. It allows you to walk away from disrespect calmly, end manipulative dynamics without drama, refuse emotional traps without explanation. Drama feeds manipulators, calm starves them. At level 7, you become boring to provoke, and that frustrates emotional predators because they cannot pull you into chaos. Here's the part most motivational videos won't say: higher intelligence can isolate you, because once you see patterns, you cannot unsee them. You notice manipulation, you detect insecurity, you sense power struggles, and small talk feels exhausting. That is the cost of awareness. Machiavelli himself was misunderstood, not because he promoted evil, but because he described reality without romantic filters. Truth is often labeled dark because it removes illusions. You don't wake up at level 7. You train upward. Daily practices. 1. Delay reactions by 10 seconds. 2. Speak 30% less in meetings. 3. Observe who talks when authority enters the room. 4. Stop explaining yourself unnecessarily. 5. Document patterns privately. 6. Build alliances quietly. 7. Remove emotional overinvestment. Strategic intelligence grows in silence, not in performance. The world rewards emotional entertainment, but it is governed by strategic minds. You can choose: be impressive or be positioned, be loud or be effective, be reactive or be calculated. The 7 levels of intelligence are not about becoming ruthless. They are about becoming aware. Because once you understand human nature, you stop being surprised. And when you stop being surprised, you stop being controlled. That is the Machiavellian code, not cruelty, clarity. And clarity is the most dangerous intelligence of all.